G'day, it's Pete here and I'm back for week 1, day 2 of this short course on doubles. So today we're going to just look at some general rules of when we make penalty doubles and also cover a little bit of what we sort of expect for these sorts of doubles. Anyway, today we've got what is a penalty double? Penalty doubles of opening bids, both game level openings and no trump openings. After partner preempts, when we've found a fit, when we've already tried to double them and they've run, and talk about some other situations that come up. Anyway, let's just discuss what these are. So what is a penalty double? So a penalty double is when you double and you want your partner to pass rather than take it out and bid something else. You want to play for higher stakes. You think the opponents are going down, you think they've made a mistake and they're in trouble. So you want to play for higher stakes and you want your partner to pass, assuming that the next person doesn't run. So if you make a penalty double and the next hand bids something, the double's out, so your partner's entitled to bid again. But assuming that the next hand passes, you want your partner to pass this double and play for higher stakes. So this is an area that can cause lots of confusion because people aren't sure if it's a penalty double or not. So we figured we'd get right into it and come up with a nice set of rules of when doubles are penalties. Okay, so that's what they are. Now there are a bunch of different situations and we're going to cover most of them today, but not all of them. There are some that we'll deal with later in this short course. But some of the ones that come up are doubles of game level openings or no trump openings. So if the opponents open at the game level, say 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 clubs, 5 diamonds, those game contracts, doubles are usually for penalties with one exception. Now I really like double of 4 hearts to be takeout and not for penalties. Some people do play it for penalties though, but I think it's better used as a takeout double and saying partner, if you want to bid on, you can. Now, the reason for 4 hearts not being a penalty double, but 4 spades being, is playing at the 5 level is awfully high and it's tough to make those contracts. But if your opponent's bid 4 hearts, you still have a game contract that you can try and play at the 4 level, 4 spades. Whereas if the opponent's preempt 4 spades or higher, the chances of you bidding to a game contract is pretty low because you now have to start doing it at the 5 level. So for game level openings, I like to play 4 hearts for takeout and 4 spades, 5 clubs, 5 diamonds, anything higher than that as for penalties. Now, we'll discuss it a bit more, but they're the game level contracts of what I like to do. If the opponents open no trumps, I also like doubles to be penalty orientated, but I like to classify this as a values double. Basically, you're interested in your partner passing this out because you're trying to show a strong hand. You're trying to show a hand with basically a strong no trump or better, 15 plus points, and you think that the opponents aren't going to make it. Now, I don't call this a penalty double, I call this a values double. But values doubles operate very similar to penalty doubles, but it's important that we actually make this distinction, and we'll clarify this more in the later courses about what we actually are trying to do here. So if the opponents open a no trump and we double, it's a values double which is penalty orientated. You want your partner to pass it out because if they're trying to play in no trumps and you have a lot of points, they're not really going to make it no trump. So if you double one no trump, it's basically based on 15 plus points, a good 15 or more points, and that the opponents are in trouble. Now, some people do some other things like they play top of their range, but I don't really like to change it based on what sort of strength the opponent's opening bid is. I don't mind if they're playing weak no trump, mini no trump, or strong no trump. It's usually about 15 or more points that I want to distinguish that I think that they're in trouble. It can be done on some hands that are weaker where you know that you're going to be taking 7 tricks. So if you can count 7 tricks in your hand, you can double them, but understand that you are showing values of 15 or more points. But only if you can count your 7 tricks that you might be able to take against a no trump. Now I don't often like to do this because the opponents can very often run away from one no trump. So it doesn't actually work so effectively, but it can be done. the next type of penalty double is after our partner preempts. Now, when partner preempts, it's really valuable to play penalty doubles of when the opponent's bid on, because preempting takes away a lot of space and it involves a lot of guesswork, and sometimes people guess wrong. So what we want to be able to do is double them to say you are not making this contract. So after partner preempts, there is no real need to play takeout doubles. So if they preempt, the next opponent comes in with a bid and you double them, it should be for penalties. Now, if you're playing multi-twos, I think it should still be for penalties. Some people play it as pass or correct. I don't really like that. I think you should still have your penalty doubles, but it's something that you want to discuss with your partner. Another time that we play penalty doubles is after we've found a fit. So if we have found a fit somewhere, we don't need takeout doubles because we already know where we want to play. But if the opponent's bid on, we may want to penalize them to say you are in trouble. So if we have found a fit, we can double the opponents to say you are not making this contract. And the final one that we're going to go into detail is when we've already doubled them for penalties, not for values, but for penalties. If they run somewhere, then subsequent doubles are for penalties. Okay, so this is why I distinguish between values of doubling a no trump and penalties of the other ones. But value doubles do operate very similar, but we will go into depth about what we do after a values double later in the course. But if we make a penalty double where we've basically said they are in trouble, it's strictly penalties, not values, and they run somewhere else, if we make another double, that is a penalty double. Anyway, let's jump right in and look at some examples of this. So on this hand here, if the opponents open one no trump, and here we have 17 high card points, what we can do with this hand is we can start with a double. And this just says, partner, I have 15 or more points, I have values, I'm interested in you passing this. Okay, so this is what a values double which is penalty orientated. You do want your partner to pass this out. If they do, your partner can remove these doubles if they've got really weak hands. So if they're like 0 to 4 points, they can remove this one no trump double because 15 and 2 means that you've only got 17 combined points, and that the opponents are probably making one no trump. So it's not a strict it's not strict that your partner has to pass this. They can run away from one no trump doubled if they have absolutely nothing. Now, they're not going to have a particularly good hand very often, so they shouldn't worry too much, but if they are right down the bottom end, then they should be running, because this hand with 15, your hand with 15, there's only 10 between the two missing hands, but if they are really, really weak, they can consider removing your double. Okay, but so double, 15 or more points. Let's look at another one. Here, again, they open one no trump. We've got 10, 15, 20 points. So here we're really, really strong. So we can double again. Now we're only showing 15 or more points, but we've got a fair bit extra. We are hoping our partner passes, but we have this one element of concern that our partner might run because there is not that many points left out, but you can still make this double and go from there. Say, partner, we have the values. I am interested in you passing this. Okay. So that was of values, but penalty-orientated doubles of opening no trump bids. The next opening bids that have penalty doubles, and these ones are actually penalty doubles, are game level openings. So when the opponents open at the game level, for me, excluding 4 hearts, but depends on partnership discussion, your doubles are for penalties. So here, if the opponents open 4 spades and you have a hand like this, what I like to do with penalty doubles is you want to sort of count your tricks. Don't count your high card points. They're less relevant. But when there's lots of distribution, I like to count what tricks I think I might take. And I'm pretty conservative doing this, but what I do is see ace of spades. This is definitely a trick. Ace king of hearts. Okay, I would say that the ace of hearts is going to be a trick. Now they could have a void, but that's a rarity. But I would say that king of hearts is half a trick. Okay, because there is a lot of distribution. The king of hearts won't always stand up. So let's say 1, 2, 2.5, 3 tricks here, so 3.5, and I'd say half a trick for this king of diamonds. The king of diamonds might score a trick. It's not nearly as good as this king of hearts, but there is a chance that it might still take a trick. This jack of diamonds won't really help too much. But because I've got 3 and 2 halves, I really think that they're going to go down in this contract. So I can double them, and this says, partner, I have a penalty double of spades. I think that they're going down. Now, it's important to try and count tricks, because if I had something like ace third spade, king queen jack of hearts, queen jack of clubs, king queen jack of diamonds, I would have a lot of points, but none of them are necessarily taking tricks, and I wouldn't be so sure that they would be going down because of distribution. So when you're thinking of making doubles of high level contracts, you want the sharp cards, the aces and kings. The queens and jacks are less likely to take tricks. They may, but you don't really want to up the stakes based on looking at these slower cards thinking that they take tricks. So when they high level bidding, you want to look for your sharp cards and your trump tricks. Like if I had ace queen jack of spades, the trump suit's not running away anyway, so you can double on that principle. But if they open at the game level, you can play doubles for penalties, with the one exception being 4 hearts. I like to play double as takeout. Anyway, another example. So if they open 4 spades here, if they open 4 spades, here we have a trump stack. So there's another time that we can make a penalty double. Ace, queen, 10, 8, 7 of spades. We know East basically has all the remaining spades, so they've got king, jack, 9. So we're actually going to take 5 spade tricks. So it doesn't matter that we have a huge amount of points. I wouldn't think that these queen, jack of hearts or queen of clubs are going to take tricks, but I also can see 5 tricks here. So I'd be very happy making a penalty double on this hand, and I would actually expect to take more tricks with this hand necessarily than the other hand. So you can double here and say, I have a penalty double of spades, and you want your partner to pass this double. If we look at some more examples, here if the opponents open 4 hearts, this is a perfect hand to try and make a takeout double. So we've got a few extra points, we've got 16 points, we've got a short heart, and we're happy for our partner to remove it. Now, when the opponent's preempt at the 4 level, it's not a strict takeout double. Like, your partner doesn't have to remove it all the time. So, at each higher level of takeout double, if you made a takeout double at the 1 level, you really, really want your partner to take it out. At the 2 level, you want your partner to take it out. At the 3 level, you expect them to take it out, but if they passed it, that's okay. At the 4 level, basically you're saying take it out if you think we might be able to make something. If they don't think that they could make anything, they can pass it. They're allowed to convert it, and we'll go on to this in detail later on in the course about when you should convert takeout doubles to penalties. But they can choose to do it at the game level. But if they expect they can make something, they can remove this and try and play in, say, 4 spades or 5 of a minor if they've got these good suits. Obviously, 4 spades is really where you want to be trying to get to on these sorts of hands, because the 5 level's awfully high, but it is something to consider. So 4 hearts, double. I like this to be for takeout, which allows your side to compete, because otherwise I wouldn't want to be making a penalty double on this hand, because if I count my tricks, I've got 1 spade, 1 diamond, maybe a third of a trick with a spade, a third of a trick with a diamond, maybe half a trick there. So when, like, they might go down in 4 hearts, but I don't have enough tricks to make a penalty double, and they could be robbing us. So I'd really like this double to be takeout, because otherwise hands like these are a complete nightmare to make if the opponent's open with a game bid. That being said, sometimes you might pick up hands like this and they start off with a 4 heart bid. If you do play it as a takeout double, you can't double with this hand, because this would say, partner, please take it out, and if partner bids 4 spades, you're in trouble. So what you'd have to do is just pass and basically hope that partner reopens with a double, and if that happens, you would just pass this out. partner's double would be for takeout, and you could pass it. But a lot of the time, you might just have to pass, and partner will pass it out, and you'll just take it in 50s. It will happen, but preamps do work sometimes. Don't worry about always missing out on a penalty. I do think that if the opponent's open 4 hearts, playing a takeout double is useful. Anyway, that's covered their opening bids when doubles are preamps. Well, it's not when doubles are preamps, when doubles are penalties and what we can do about that. Next, we're going to look at after partner preamps. So when partner has preempted and the next hand comes in, because partner has really well defined their hand, you know how long their spades are, you know how many points there are, it is not very useful to have a takeout double. So what you instead want to do is play penalty doubles for when the opponents misguess. This hand here is a perfect example of it. If you look at this, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 heart tricks, right? If East has King, Jack, 9, they don't need to have all of that, but if they do, we're going to score 4 heart tricks, 1 club, another half a club here, and half a diamond. So we've got 5 and 2 halves, and maybe even a little bit extra than that. And that's without counting partners' bids. They are in a lot of trouble. So what I'll do here is just double. And this is a penalty double. Partner is expected to pass this. They do not remove it. After they preempt, doubles are for penalties. After our partner preempts and they intervene, doubles are for penalties. Okay. Another example, if they open 3 hearts, next hand comes in with 3 spades. If we count our tricks again, King, Jack, 9. So if there's Ace, Queen, 10 here, we've got 3 spade tricks, we've got a diamond trick, we've got half a club trick and half a diamond trick. The clubs are pretty good. I do think that the opponents have made a mistake here, and still we haven't even played our partner for a single defensive trick. They're in a lot of trouble, so we could double here, and this is a penalty double. It says, partner, I want you to pass this. They are in some trouble. Let's try and play for higher stakes. So that's when they when partner preempts and they come back in. That's if our partner preempts, the next hand intervenes. If we ever double, that is for penalties. Partner is expected to pass that. Another time that we play penalty doubles is after we've found a fit. So if we've found a fit and the hands intervene, then we don't need to play takeout doubles. We already know where we want to play if we're going to play the hand. So if they do bid over it, we don't need it to be takeout, so therefore it's penalties. So here, if the next hand comes in and bids something, if we choose to double this, this is for penalties. Now looking at this, it looks like we've got 4 spade tricks if they've got the king and the 10. We've got the ace of hearts. We may have half a club trick. I doubt we've got the queen of hearts. So we've got 5 and a half, so they're in some trouble. And we only need 4 to beat it, so I'd make a penalty double here. So once we have found a fit, we don't need it to be a takeout double because we already know what suit we're playing in, so we can use it for penalties. Okay. Again, if we open 1 spade, next hand we found a fit and the next hand comes in, or even if West had bid, so like sometimes West will bid, the opponents, we find a fit, the opponents compete over it. If we find these fits and the opponents get in the way, we can double them for penalties, because when we have found a fit, we don't need a takeout double because we already know which suit we're playing in. But here, 1 spade, 2 clubs, and a diamond, and another half here. So if East has king, queen of clubs, which is very likely for their bid, we've got 2 clubs, a spade, and a diamond and a half. So that's 4.5 tricks. So when you're making a penalty double, count your tricks, and you want to be making sure that you're beating them. Sometimes you can expect partner to have some points and maybe a trick or something, and sometimes you can assume something from your partner, but lots of the times you want to make sure that you're the one that's got it, unless your partner is showing really strong hands, in which case you can expect something from them. But here, if we double, this is a penalty double. says, I want you to pass. I think the opponents are in trouble. Okay, we found a fit. No need for penalty takeout doubles, so the double is for penalty. Okay, the last one that I was really going to talk about is that once we've made a penalty double, subsequent doubles are penalties. Now this doesn't count for values doubles, such as when we double a no trump. We'll cover that later, but lots of the times we might make a penalty double. So let's say that the opponents come back in with 3 clubs and we double, and then they chose to run. Okay, what are our subsequent doubles? So after we have made a penalty double, not a values double, a penalty double, subsequent doubles are for penalties. So if we double here, this is still a penalty double. Partner is expected to pass this out. Anyway, these were all the doubles that we wanted to cover today. So we've covered opening penalty doubles when they open a no trump, which is values which is very similar. Or when they open game level contracts, doubles are for penalties, excluding 4 hearts, depending on partnership agreement. After our side preempts and they bid over it, that is also a penalty double. And if we've already tried to penalize them and they run, we play penalty doubles. And finally, if we find a fit and the opponents bid over it, we also play penalty doubles. So these were all the ones that we wanted to cover today. There are a few others, but they're not as convenient rules, so we'll get some more examples to discuss them. But these are the majority of the penalty doubles that come up. So hopefully it's clear of when these doubles are penalties. Nice firm rules that you can have with your partnership, and when they come up, it'll cover a lot of ground of when these doubles are penalties, and the key thing is recognizing them as penalties, knowing that you can pass them and try and collect that good reward and go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.